When it was time for my son to stop using pacifier, I wanted to do it in the most gentle way and ideally stress free for all parties involved. And I think we did a pretty good job, so I want to share our experience. My son started using the pacifier relatively early. I think he was 1, maybe 2 weeks old when he started using the pacifier, and it was extremely helpful for us. I would nurse him to sleep, and then I would give him the pacifier, and I could leave and do my own thing. I think after 18 months, he started occasionally biting through his pacifiers, so I would have to replace them relatively often, and that was extremely annoying. And as he was beginning to talk more and more, it was extremely annoying that he tried to talk while having the pacifier in his mouth, because we knew that it negatively affected his speech development, and also we just couldn't understand him. It just was time. So decision was made, and we decided that for his second birthday, we're gonna drop the pacifier for good. It had to be done on one day, and there should have been no way back. I think what led to the biggest success was how we prepared our child for the change that was coming and our attitude. As I was editing the video, I realized that I forgot to mention two very important aspects, so let's cover them first. The most important thing that you have to realize is that you can't just suddenly take away the pacifier from your child, because it's going to be a traumatic experience for them. They have an attachment to the item. So what you have to do first is you have to gradually loosen their attachment to the pacifier. So you can do small steps, like take away the pacifier during playtime and like do pacifier free hours, like screen free, but pacifier free. And then you can try to only leave pacifier for naps and for night sleep and not use it during the day at all. You can also, for example, drop pacifier during car drives. So eventually what you have to achieve is you have to know that your child can perfectly spend some time, like decent amount of time of his day without the pacifier, and this is not going to cause any major drama for them. This is step number one. Step number two is you have to teach your child new ways of dealing with anxiety, sadness, basically any kind of negative emotions that they experience and that they usually reach for the pacifier the most. You have to teach them different ways to calm down and regulate their emotions. And this topic is worth its own video, but I'll quickly cover it that different things that you can do is you can give them a hug, you can caress them, you can validate their emotions and just talk through this situation. You can establish like a toy that they can hug, for example, if you're not available for a hug. So once you've noticed that your child now can go through a tantrum without using the pacifier to calm them down, that means that you've successfully accomplished stage 2, and now you can move on to the last and final step. So let's talk about how we prepare the child. Approximately 2 weeks before his birthday, I bought him this book. So it's just a story about a fairy who comes at night to pick up a boy's pacifier, and she's looking for it on a windowsill, but she can't find it there. And it turns out that the boy took it away because he couldn't fall asleep. So she shows some sympathy to him and suggests that he takes his plush toy instead to fall asleep. And then he gives her the pacifier and she flies away with it, and she brings it to my favorite part, to the pacifier factory, where the old pacifiers are being transformed to make pacifiers for younger babies who need it more. And most importantly, the fairies are packing a gift. And next morning, the kid finds a gift on his nightstand. We started reading this book to our son every single night. My son understood the concept, first of all. Second of all, the idea of having a gift in exchange of your pacifier was very helpful. It was even helpful that on this page with little gifts, he could see. At some point, he said, I also want a gift. And I used that as an opportunity, and I asked him, like, which gift would you like to have? And there is a helicopter on this picture. And he said, I want a helicopter. And I was like, okay, so I'll let the fairy know and she'll gift you a helicopter. And on the night of his birthday, which went perfectly, and I think it was also a perfect occasion because he got so many gifts and he had a big party and he was in a very good mood in general, and there was a lot of excitement to distract him from the pacifier. So on the night as we were bringing him to bed, my husband and I, we came to him, we read the book, we said that tonight is the night. And so everything as we discussed, and you have to take your pacifier and you have to put it on the windowsill. We don't actually have a windowsill, so we just told him to put it on the floor next to the window so that the fairy can come in and pick it up. And he didn't like it. Like, he immediately understood that he has to say goodbye to the pacifier, so he tried to cry, and thank God my husband was there. And he said, like, no, we discussed it. This is how it's going to be. The fairy is going to be extremely upset if she comes over and she can't find the pacifier. And this is going to be great. She's already prepared an awesome helicopter for you. So come on. You have to put the pacifier next to the window. And my son, even though a little bit upset, he got up from the bed and he put the pacifier there, and then he went to sleep, and he fell asleep without the pacifier. And when he fell asleep, I sneaked into his room. I put the nicely wrapped helicopter on the place where the pacifier was, and I also put a lot of pink confetti around the gift to imitate the fairy dust. In the morning, when we woke him up, we made a big deal out of it. Like, we said, Frederick, the fairy was here. Remember, you were expecting a gift from her. Let's have a look. And he had a look, and he was very happy to get his helicopter. And he never mentioned the pacifier ever again. Like, he just completely forgot about it. It was just a cohesive event in his life that the fairy came, picked up the pacifier, left me the gift. He mentioned the fairy a few times, and he kept asking, like, where is my helicopter that the fairy brought me? But he never asked for the pacifier again. There was one time, I think, when he asked where is his pacifier, months after we got rid of it. And I just reminded him that, remember, the fairy came and pick it up and left you the helicopter. And then he immediately wanted to know where is his helicopter. He got the helicopter and he forgot about the pacifier. He never ever said that he needs his pacifier back. He never asked me to buy him a new one. He never made any tantrum when he saw another child with a pacifier. Occasionally he would see a child with a pacifier at the kindergarten, and then he would ask, why do they still have a pacifier? And then I would just explain that maybe the fairy just didn't come to the child yet. And he was like, okay. Then I guess I have to wait for their fairy to pick up the pacifier. And that's it. It was super easy, super gentle. Besides the 30-second, no, I don't want to give up my pacifier on his birthday night, there was no major drama. And most importantly, ever since the pacifier was gone, it was gone forever. And we didn't have to use it a single time after that. That was important to me because I've had a lot of stories about people having to give pacifier back again because the child would just break into tears and would refuse to fall asleep without the pacifier and would just make parents' lives so unnecessary difficult. I am very happy with how we managed to do it, and if this story can help you get rid of pacifier with your child, then I am super happy. I will leave the link to this book in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. And I wish you best of luck on your bye-bye pacifier journey. Thank you for watching this video. Bye!